Welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Zed. Today I'm going to be talking about NXTD. I had a good amount of requests on this one, so it's time. Make sure to drop a like to this video to help the channel grow, subscribe, and notifications on. Let's jump right into it. NXTD. Before we move on, I split this video into due diligence and technical analysis. You can skip right on to technical analysis if that's your cup of tea. Now, NXTD here has had its fair amount of jumps in the last couple of 2-3 trading sessions. And it was mainly due to cryptocurrency. Bitcoin has an all new time high, and currently NXTD is more playing a little bit as a sympathy to Bitcoin. So quickly, who are they? Nxt-ID provides a comprehensive platform of technology products service that enables the Internet of Things. Provides a comprehensive platform, technology, products, and services that enables the Internet of Things with extensive experience in access controls, biometrics, and behavior metric identity verification, security and privacy encryption, and data protection, payments, miniaturization, sensor technologies. Nxt-ID develops and markets groundbreaking solutions for payments and IoT applications. List goes on. Anyway, that's not what we're really interested in. We want to dive into a little bit into the SEC filing to get a bit of a perspective to who are they, what is the next catalyst. So we kind of give a bit more of an idea of who they are. We're going to go through valuations a little bit later on in the video. But quickly, what is the main catalyst coming up? It looks like it is the annual meeting of stockholders. That seems to be something very repetitive, that it seems to be more of being adjourned once after another. So it started when I was pulling back this meeting from October 6th to October 14th. Okay, from October 14th to November 6th. From November 6th to November 17th. From November 17th to November 20th at 9 a.m. So for all we know, this meeting is maybe just a small chance of it happening on November 20th at 9 a.m. And so that is considered a catalyst. But the question is, what is there to be announced? It is mainly proposal number 3 and number 4, and it allowed additional time for proposal 3 and proposal number 4. So you might ask, Ed, what the hell is proposal 3 or 4? So what's happening on November 20th? And the big thing is well, I do have it right here. Proposal 3 is regarding an effecting of a reverse split to all the company outstanding shares. And number 4 is also regarding a reverse split with ERC. And so you might be asking, well, why do they keep pushing it away? And I have somewhat of a hunch that is telling me that they are actually really trying to push into a reverse split. And we can get to see that to be continuous. The reverse stock split must be approved by a majority of our outstanding shares as of the record date of the annual meeting. In order for us to remain listed on NASDAQ, remaining listed on NASDAQ is vital in order to complete undertaking the script below and add to them in 2021. If you are receiving this proxy solicitation, then you're entitled to vote. And basically, they are recommending and really pushing, please vote for the reverse split. And a lot of people are there saying, well, no way this is going to get a reverse split. It's above $1, and we're going to discuss that. You know, it needs 10 days above $1 for it to avoid a reverse split. And guess what? We have time. Now, how much time are you saying? So, quickly going on, in one of the SEC filings here, I'm diving right into here, the special meeting of stockholders is to be held on January 15th, 2021. And why is that significant? Because, right on here, for board member discretion to implement the common reverse stock split, if the board member does not implement the stock's reverse split prior to company's 2021 annual meeting of stockholder, the authority granted is the proposal to implement the common stock reverse split will terminate. The board member is requesting authorization to implement the common reverse split until such an event company needs to utilize proposal number 1. And so, basically, for the time being, we can consider that compliance date to be January 15th, and so by January well, you need 10 trading days, 10 trading sessions, so January 15th, you're probably looking somewhere around December 28th, January 1st, December 29th to January 1st is where you're probably going to be seeing a reverse split if the price dips below $1. And that's a big if. Now, the quick question is, okay, we kind of got a bit of an idea on all this meeting stuff. Well, we need to get a bit more of an insight onto their books, because that is important. So the financial highlights and results from the second quarter includes revenue for 6 and 3 months ended June 30th, 2020 was approximately 6.2 million and 2.5 respectively, down significantly in both periods as compared to the same 2019 periods. Before moving forward, please make sure to subscribe and leave notifications on, because it helps me improve this channel and grow it. It helps YouTube know that this valuable content is available and people are liking it. And if you would like to discuss more about stocks like this all day, you'll find it in Discord below. We have a free Discord where it's just more of a chat room discussion, free of bumpers. Let's move on. Gross profits for the 6 and 3 months ended June 30th, 2020 was approximately 4.6 million and 1.8 million, respectively, compared to 6.6 million and 3.4 million in the same period 2019. That doesn't look good. Now, operating expense for the 6 months and the 3 months ended June 30th, 2020 were approximately 3.7 and 1.9. Last year, 5.5 and 2.8. Doesn't look good. Operating income for the 6 months ending was 936k, and we had an operating loss of 103k. That compares to 1.1 and 2.6 million operating income 2019. Doesn't look good. So things aren't really looking that good. But let's see what they say at the very end. 2020 thus has far been very challenging and dynamic for the company, as it had been for the rest of the world. We have made significant progress in terms of right-sizing our business and paying down our term debt facility, and then COVID-19 struck the world. Like many other companies, our second quarter operating results were significantly impacted by COVID. In spite of reduction of our revenues, we were very close to breaking even for the 6 months ended June 30th, 2020. Said their CEO. We continue to make significant progress with regards to our new product development efforts, and we remain very optimistic about our prospects in a post-COVID-19 environment. So you get to see that they are really trying to blame COVID on it, and we'll cut them some slack, okay? We'll say they had a rough year, 2020. 2020 year has been a rough year for a lot of us too, so except for trading, it has benefited a lot of us too. But, we'll let it slide. Higher, or basically raising around 3 million shares of upon convertibles for Series D, etc., etc. Nothing really important there. This is basic. It's not a direct offering, for instance, but it raises their shelf as well here. Kind of basic information. Now, we've covered all that stuff in the annual meeting. Now we can get to cover a little bit of their financials. So when you look into the cash for September 30th, 2020 compared to December 31st, 2019, their cash, they have a bit more cash, which is amazing. Their total current assets is a tad higher, 3.56 compared to 3.36. And when we look into total assets, we're looking at 24.8 compared to 25, so it's basically the same. Total liabilities, current liabilities look to be almost exactly the same, just $1 million lower on the total overall liability. When we look into basically the revenues look a bit worse, but that's fine, because this is 9 months ending, September 30th, 2020 to 2019. It looks a little bit worse when you look into gross profits. It's around 3 million short. Operating income is around quite a lot less. So it's around 1.4 short. When we look into total other expenses, here's where things get a little bit interesting, because net loss applicable to common stockholder, we're actually doing a lot better. You get to see numbers aren't across the board the same. Some things they've done better, some things they've gotten worse at, but it's a part of revamping their entire business. And you know what? I understand. Now it comes towards their valuation. Before we do so, let's take a quick look into their annuals 2017, 2018, 2019. You get to see gross profits have been somewhat stable. Total revenues have been somewhat alike. When you look into down to the net income, you get to see the net income here. Things are looking a little bit similar, but worse in 2019 a little bit compared to 2017 and 2018. We'll cut them some slack there. Next thing we want to look at is their statistics regarding things like their valuation, price over shares, etc. So price over sales is 3.75. That is a little bit worse than the SP 500 average. Price over book is 6.48. So it's 6 times more than their book value is. So that is actually worse than the SP 500. I believe that's around 2 or 3. So that is a little bit worse. Worries me a little. Price over earnings, we don't have that over here. Now, the next thing we want to look at is their float. They have around 31 million. So price is tending to moving fast, would move fast either way. Up or Up or down, it can really break easily. So we kind of got an idea about their valuation. Now comes into my favorite parts, is the technical analysis. This gives you an insight about the psychology of traders. If you haven't subscribed, please make sure you do that now below. So jumping now into technical analysis on a 1 week perspective, we get to see that the 80x here says this push is nothing new in terms of confirming a trend. Meanwhile, the William %R says this one is overbought at this level, and the MACD and momentum says, hey, this might actually be a really good breakthrough. All moving averages are now bullish. Now, on a 1 day perspective, the 80x says, hey, there is another push, just a little bit push, because once we hit 50, that's where negative reversals are likely. William %R says, hey, this one is actually a little bit stabilized. It's not overbought or oversold in the last 2 trading days. MACD says, hey, we're moving up. There's a bit more room to grow, and, we might catch another day. Momentum saying, hold on, we're actually retracting just a little on the last day in terms of the momentum. Moving averages are extremely bullish with a golden cross happening on the 17th, which signifies perhaps another leg up. Now, on a 2-hour perspective, things look a little bit different. The 80x shows in around 72, around this region. That's where reversal happened, so it went from 72 all the way to around 45, and right now it's signaling in a possible negative trend. Momentum has gone negative for the first time in the last 3-4 trading sessions. MACD has gone negative also for the first time in the last few trading sessions. William %R went to oversold and then going back to neutral. Moving averages are still bullish between the green line, the 10 SMA, and the 30 EMA. That is the trading action zones where reversals are likely. It's still in there, and it still stays in there until the 116. Below the 116, it breaks that trend, and then the reversal on the 2-hour perspective doesn't become as accurate. Now, things look like it is bound for a pullback with a reversal on the 2-hour perspective. On the 1 day, things look a little bit grimmer because the moving averages are looking tighter and tighter. Below 136, the moving averages break on the 1 day perspective, or 1 hour perspective. Now, the moving average band, this one is expected to trade between 58 on the top, 53 in the middle, and 48 in the bottom. That's just for the sake of the argument. Now, stochastic fast and stochastic slow are both showing you 2 different things. Stochastic slow is telling you, hey, be careful, it might be another leg up, but it's not going to be a massive stretch. Now, stochastic fast is telling you, be careful. Well, it's actually telling you almost the exact same thing. Be careful, you might actually get a pullback here. Now, when we're looking into Fibonacci retracements, we're seeing a support at 120, 99 cents, and 72. Significant resistances at 142, 173, and 212. Now, price line action will help us identify where our supports and resistances lie. 140 is a strong support, a really strong support. Below there, we're looking down to the 126. Below there, we're looking at 114, and then 104, and then jumping down to 91 cents, and then down to 69. Significant resistances lie at 144, and then going up to 157, 165, 176, 182, and then jumping up to the $2 mark. Now, Ed, what do you think about this one, and what do you think is going to happen? The reverse split push is massive. That's going to scare a bunch of people. Right now, we are on, let's see, when did it actually close? It closed at 92 cents. Okay, we're at day 1, day 2. We got 8 more trading sessions for it to be above $1 to prevent a reverse split. Is that possible? Yes, I do think it's possible. It's a big if. But if that doesn't happen, I think this one might be dangerous for investors with a reverse split in the reach. Now, do I think we're probably going to see another leg up? I think probably we might actually see another leg up. Bitcoin is making massive runs, and this one, for some reason, that is not very strong, as for instance, Mara, is still pushing forward for Bitcoin. So definitely for trading, I think there might actually be another push upwards, but the question is, will that pullback go through? So you want to look at volumes pre-market in order to realize whether it's going to be a jump or not. And you get to see this one really plays after pre-market. It doesn't play pre-market. It plays after pre-market. That's where you see jumps. What do you think about the sticker? Make sure to mention down in the comments below. Share, subscribe, and like. You have a wonderful day.